Have you ever watched someone break apart inside without shedding a single tear? Man, there's a scene in The Wire that haunts me to this day. It's not a shootout. It's not a police chase. It's a man sitting at a piano, playing a simple melody while his soul crumbles key by key. D'Angelo Barksdale, the heir to a drug empire who never wanted that throne. The guy who was born in the game but always knew it was all wrong. He spent the entire series trying to reconcile who he was with who his family expected him to be, and then he ends up in prison, away from the streets, away from the pressure, away from the blood. And for the first time in his life, he finds something that's just his: music. When D'Angelo sits at that piano, it's not just a prisoner learning a hobby. It's a man discovering that beauty exists in the world, that there's something beyond corners, packages, and bodies on the ground. Every note he plays is like a piece of innocence he's trying to recover. But you know what destroys this scene? It's Wallace's shadow. Wallace was a kid, a boy who sold drugs because he didn't know any other life, but who still had that spark in his eyes, that foolish hope that maybe, just maybe, things could be different. And D'Angelo liked him. He saw in Wallace what he himself had once been. And then the system swallowed Wallace. The game chewed up and spit out that boy like he was nothing. And who gave the order? D'Angelo's own family. Where's Wallace? That question echoes in D'Angelo's head like a ghost that won't leave. He knows the answer. He knows what happened. And he knows that somehow he's part of this machine that grinds up lives like Wallace's every single day. The piano becomes the only place where he can breathe, where he's not Avon's nephew, where he's not another Barksdale soldier. There, playing those keys, he's just a man trying to remember that something human still exists inside him. But D'Angelo's tragedy is that he can never truly escape. He can play piano, he can read books, he can dream of a different life, but the game doesn't let anyone out. The chains holding him aren't just the prisons. They're the name he carries, the blood running through his veins, the choices he made and the ones made for him. You know what The Wire understood like no other series? That the system isn't just cops versus criminals. It's a giant machine where everyone is victim and executioner at the same time. D'Angelo wanted out, but every door he tried to open led back to the same place. And Wallace? Wallace became the question that never goes silent. The constant reminder that in the street game, innocence is the first thing to die. Before the body even falls, the soul is already gone. When I watch D'Angelo playing piano, I don't see a criminal. I see a man silently begging for redemption, searching in the black and white keys for some meaning in all that darkness, trying to prove to himself that he's more than the destiny they drew for him. But real life doesn't work like music. There's no harmonic resolution, no beautiful ending. Sometimes the melody just stops. So tell me, if you were born into a war you didn't choose, with a name that already decided your fate, could you find a way out? Or would your only option be to play piano while the world burns?